They slithered from the sky. They ran across the sun. Some say they were harbingers of doom, others salvation. But all were born of that thin veil between worlds, the darkness at high noon. It's me. Welcome to this house. Today we're looking at 5 creatures that only appear during eclipses. Do any of these creatures come from your own mythology? Let me know down below. And remember, if you stay until the end, I'll share an extra bit of eclipse lore with you. It's our little special something for staying to the very end. So let's get into it. 5. The Raiju, lightning beast of solar eclipses. When the sun is blotted out by the moon, Japan believes the realm of the dead momentarily opens. It's a time when the barrier between worlds is thinnest, where ghosts can pass freely between the living and the dead. It is also when the Raiju appears. Raiju means lightning beast, but this creature of Japanese folklore is many things. Depending on who you ask, it may be an elemental spirit, a type of yokai, or even a manifestation of the gods themselves. Most agree that Raiju are linked to the weather and have the power to control storms and, yes, lightning. They're said to emerge during solar eclipses, attracted to the sudden darkness like moths to a flame. But why? Why do these creatures appear then? Perhaps it's because the sun, the moon, and the earth align, creating a moment of perfect balance. In some myths, the Raiju must mate under such conditions, which is another reason they come forth. Legend has it that Raiju mate by discharging electricity. Their love is a bolt from the blue, literally. Folklore warns against witnessing this spectacle, as merely seeing the Raiju is bad enough, but being struck by their lightning can bring death. But in other stories, they're benevolent guides for lost souls, helping them cross over to the afterlife. Either way, it's clear that the Raiju embody the duality of eclipses, both beautiful and dangerous. Like nature itself, they serve as a reminder of the unpredictable forces that shape our world, both seen and unseen. Number 4, the Bakunawa, the moon-eater serpent. If you've ever seen a solar eclipse, you know the feeling of awe and wonder. But in the Philippines, they have a different kind of feeling during an eclipse, fear. For centuries, Filipinos have told stories of the Bakunawa, a giant serpent that emerges from the depths of the ocean to devour the moon. According to Philippine mythology, the Bakunawa is a fierce and powerful creature that lives in the darkest part of the sea. Its body is so big that it can swallow the moon whole. And when it does, the world plunges into darkness. The Bakunawa is not just a fearsome beast, but a symbol of chaos and destruction. When it emerges from the ocean, it brings with it calamities and misfortunes. Crops wither and die, animals fall sick, and people suffer. The Bakunawa's appetite for the moon is not just a metaphor, but a representation of the destructive power of nature. But wait, there's more. After consuming the moon, the Bakunawa is said to belch out water that floods the land. Entire villages can be wiped away in an instant. It's a terrifying thought, but one that has kept generations of Filipinos on edge during eclipses. But despite the Bakunawa's terrifying reputation, there is a glimmer of hope. There are stories of brave heroes who have set out to slay the beast. Armed with spears and bolos, they have ventured into the darkest parts of the ocean to take on the Bakunawa. It's a dangerous quest, but one that is necessary to protect the people from the beast's wrath. Number 3, the Skull and Hati wolves who chase the sun. Deep in Norse mythology lies a tale of 2 wolves, Skull and Hati, forever in hot pursuit of the sun. These mythical canines are no ordinary beasts. Their jaws are agape in a perpetual snarl, always trying to catch up with the sun's chariot. Skull means mock, and Hati means hatred. And these names reflect their constant animosity towards the sun. Why do they chase it? Some say it's simply in their nature, a primal drive to hunt and capture the most radiant thing in the sky. Others say it's a punishment, a curse laid upon them long ago. Whatever the reason, their pursuit of the sun is relentless. Every day, these wolves race across the heavens, snapping at the sun's heels and snarling threats that shake the very foundations of the cosmos. But they never catch up, and so the cycle of day and night continues. Yet the wolves never give up. Their hunger for the sun knows no bounds. Someday, they may succeed, and when they do, darkness will fall forever. As the sun dips below the horizon, the wolves draw closer, their icy breath chilling the hearts of men. In their wake, they bring frost and famine, a harbinger of the end. The story of Skal and Hati is one of obsession and despair, a reminder that even the most distant sun can cast a long and chilling shadow. 2. The Chimera of ancient India. In ancient India, eclipses were seen as more than just astronomical phenomena. They were omens, signs from the gods that something was amiss in the balance of the universe. And at the heart of these celestial disturbances was Rahu, the demon. Now, Rahu wasn't just any demon. He was the embodiment of chaos, the personification of cosmic imbalance. And he had a particular affinity for the moon. According to Hindu mythology, Rahu was consumed by an insatiable desire to consume the moon, to extinguish its light and plunge the world into darkness. His obsession was so intense that he would do anything to satisfy it, even betray the gods themselves. So, what does this have to do with eclipses? Well, when Rahu's plans to devour the moon align perfectly with an eclipse, it's believed that he uses the opportunity to temporarily possess the lunar body, distorting its shape and hiding its face behind a dark cloud. This possession manifests as an eclipse, a moment when the sun's light is blocked and shadows grow long. And when that happens, Rahu's true form begins to emerge, the Chimera, a monstrous serpentine apparition that writhes across the sky. With a gaping maw filled with sharp fangs and eyes that blaze with malevolent energy, the Chimera is the physical manifestation of Rahu's dark intent. As it slithers across the sun, it sucks away the light, leaving behind an eerie darkness that's unsettling and unnerving. It's a sight that evokes fear and uncertainty, a reminder that even in the brightest of days, darkness can lurk around the corner. 1. The eclipse demon. In the ancient Mesoamerican cultures, the sun and the moon were more than just celestial bodies. They were deities, powerful and revered. The sun was seen as a life-giving force, bringing warmth and light to the world. And the moon was seen as a guiding light, illuminating the darkness and keeping the world in balance. But these deities were not without their enemies. One of the greatest threats to the sun was a demon known as the eclipse demon. This fearsome creature had the ability to cast a shadow over the sun, causing it to disappear from view. When this happened, the world plunged into darkness and the crops withered and died. The very life force of the world was at stake. To prevent the eclipse demon from casting its shadow on the sun, the Aztecs performed a ritualistic dance. It was a sacred duty passed down from generation to generation. The dancers wore elaborate costumes, adorned with feathers and jewels, and they moved in a hypnotic rhythm that was meant to distract the demon. If they were successful, the sun would continue to shine and life would go on as normal. But if the demon managed to cast its shadow, it was a sign of great misfortune. It could mean the end of a dynasty or the decline of an empire. The fate of entire civilizations hung in the balance. It was a daunting task, but someone had to do it. And so the dance continued, a desperate attempt to keep the world in balance and to prevent the sun from being plunged into darkness forever. What do you think of these eclipse demons? Do you know of any similar rituals? Let me know down below. And now for that extra bit of lore I promised, a special treat for those of you who made it to the end of the video. Here it is, something a little different, but still fascinating. The dragon and the serpent. There's a Chinese legend about a dragon that steals the sun. Every year, a dragon ventures into the mortal realm, ascending into the heavens and snatching the sun from the sky. the world immediately plunges into darkness, and crops and trees wither away, as well as anyone who hasn't finished their homework. But after 3 days, the dragon returns the sun and is rewarded with food and wine by the people below. Over time, this exchange between the dragon and the humans becomes a yearly ritual, creating an annual cycle of light and dark, summer and winter, life and death. The dragon represents the sun, while the moon is represented by a giant serpent. The two argue constantly, and when they meet, chaos ensues. Once every 3 years, they square off in a battle to determine who will dominate for the next 3 years. The first 2 battles result in a tie, but the third one ends with the dragon biting off the head of the serpent. For 3 years afterwards, the dragon reigns supreme, but the serpent grows stronger each time, eventually overpowering the dragon and asserting dominance for the next 3 years. This cycle repeats itself endlessly, a never-ending struggle between light and dark, life and death, order and chaos. What do you think of this legend? Which of the creatures from today's video are you most afraid of? Let me know down below. And on that note, this house has been 5 creatures that only appear during eclipses. I've been your host, and I'll see you next time. Bye.